So it's me again, day 4. And I know what you're probably thinking. You always seems to wear that jumper. That's because I always do, because it's my comfy home jumper. So today I'm going to Newcastle. I'm going to be spending 2 days. One day travelling, the second day doing a personal development thing. One of the things that I have failed to do in the last 2 years is spend time, energy, focus, developing myself, going to places, become a bit of a hermit. I seem to turn into this introvert every time I'm around people. I think I'm naturally an introvert, but my game face is an extrovert. I think I've got that right. So on the outside, you're looking and go, confident, full of belief, super successful. And in reality, behind the scenes, quite a complicated figure. When I say complicated, I basically mean I'm like any other man. I'm like the Krypton factor. So the point of today's training or video is to talk about productivity. I bet you didn't even guess that was going to come after my introduction. Productivity, for me, is the art of being able to get the things that you need doing done, almost without getting distracted. It's almost like going on a big adventure, like I used to watch those Indiana Jones films, and coming out the other side unscathed. And along that journey, there are booby traps. And the booby traps are the distractions. So you've got some where you fall into a pit, you've got one where they're throwing poisonous darts, there's ones where there's great big rock boulders chasing you down, right? And in real life, there's lots of different distractions like external people, like not being planned, like not managing your time, like your phone, watching this, like watching me on your phone right now, when maybe you should be with your family or working. So I have 3 options to get to Newcastle. 1 was drive, fuck that. Number 2 was take a flight. Number 3 was go on the train. So I didn't look at how to get there in terms of what was best on price. I looked at how can I be most productive when I'm on the move. Now, anyone that knows me knows I hate driving. And there was no way that I'm going to sit in a car for 6 hours, being stuck behind people, stuck in traffic, stuck in a little van, and get in 0 work done. That is a wasted 6 hours. I'm going to be 0 productive. Yeah, I could listen to podcasts, but I'll probably get bored of them after about an hour because all they end up becoming is noise in the background, right? I can't actually type, write, or do anything practically. Then there is the flight thing. So there's a 2-hour drive to the airport. There's bitty sort of waiting time, so I can't really get into anything. Then there's the 1.5-hour flight, which is a little bit of time. And then there's the messing around at the other side to get to the hotel. And then there is the train. So a 5-hour 20 train, which is pretty cool because what I get to do is book a seat with a table and get to work probably around 4 hours out of that 5.5 hours, because the 1.5 hours will be waiting around for connections. So the next part of being productive is now being really clear on what it is that I need to achieve when I've got quiet time. There are no family around, there are no kids, there are no distractions. The earphones are going to go in, I'm going to put my head down. So what's really important for me to understand is that I'm a business owner, I'm not a business employee. And I think this is one of the biggest problems that we face, is that we don't really know what our role and responsibility is. So if you have a job, if you're a leader in a role and you're doing things that you know you shouldn't be, then it's clear to me that your role and responsibility isn't identified. If you are a business owner and you are doing things in the business that could be delegated, you're not working on the business. And this is the harsh reality of productivity. I've learned this the hard way for the majority of my business life. I've continuously grinded it out all by myself. And I would honestly say in the last 18 months, it's really twigged, and even more so in the last 3 months, that delegation is king. To be more productive, you must know clearly the things that you need to be focusing on as a leader, as a business owner, as someone in a career role that knows exactly what they are doing. Being non-productive is doing all of the roles, all of the tasks, all of the focuses that are not on your job description. So if I didn't hire anyone and I had to make sure that I onboarded everyone, if I had to make sure that I was on call with everyone, if I had to make sure that I was doing all of the organising for our events, if I had to make sure that I had to chase up payments, if I had to get back to support emails, there is no time to then build my business and grow it. And what I've been able to do in the last 3 months is hire a sales team, a marketing and Facebook advertisement team. I now have a number 2 and a full-time operation manager. I've now got 2 coaches. We now have 2 admins. So I have this circle of people that are doing stuff for me. The next part is people helping me put up my content or edit my content so then I can buy back my time. So when I look at time and you look at the different journeys that I could have taken to Newcastle, there's only one real option where I'm going to get some of my time back. I can either lose a day being in a car, or I can sit on a train and be productive. And that's how you've got to look at your day. Are you going to go through the day pretty much might as well sit in a car and get nothing done? Or are you going to be the guy that's on a train and is planning out his time and being productive and moving forwards, right? And most people will go through a day and not be productive because their to-do list is 10 to 20 things long. If you have 10 to 20 things long, you are not going to achieve dick. You might as well get your phone, go to the cubicle and have a wank. And you know why you don't get anything done? It's because you're trying to achieve too much. You're trying to juggle too many balls. And because there are so many, you're jumping from one to the other, to the other, to the other, before you've even finished the last one. Whereas if you just go, what are my top 3 things that I'm going to focus on today? So when I get on that train today and I'm traveling up, there are top 3 things that I'm going to be focusing on. One of them for today is going for a run, which is what I'm going to do when I finish this video. Number 2 is building my growth business plan over the next 5 years. And number 3 is communicating with some important people that I need to connect with. Anything else then becomes a bonus. So I go, these are my top 3 things. This is where I put my time, my energy, and my focus. Once I've done that, I will then look at my secondary tasks. Now I always have a list of secondary tasks. These are the second things that I will do if the priority things get done early and I'm sitting around twiddling my thumbs and I feel like I need them to progress, or it's the point where I go, that's me done for the day. Because being a business owner, that's what I can do. So I want you to just think a little bit more about your planning. You might not even be planning right now. And if you're not writing that down, you're going to stay in a state of chaos. And every single morning, when you need clarity of the day, so what we need is control and clarity. So when you have control and clarity of your time, your energy and focus, what we do in the morning is we get our journal and we look at our journal and go, what are the things that need doing today? What are the priorities? What if when I get to the very end of the day and I get myself into my little bed and get a little tapped up next to my wife and I go, boom, I smash those 3 things. What are the things that stand out as a priority? They should align to your roles and responsibilities of your job role, right? No matter what it is that you do. And if you then get into bed and you're a little bit grumpy because you didn't achieve anything, then you've learned something. Turn around and go, why didn't I achieve that? There was no control. There was no clarity. There was no consistency. And then you start feeling sorry for yourself, and then you fall into the pity pie. Then you fall off the wagon. Then we go around in a cycle of chaos. Then that becomes a ball ache for you. Discipline. Top 3 things stand out personally and professionally. Like just 3 things, okay? For me, it's the running, okay? It's the communication with the people that are important. It's the 5-year growth plan. That's it today. Bang. Going to get them done. I'm going to get them done well. I'm going to make sure they're all complete. And if there's anything else that is super pressing, this is when you have to start thinking about delegation. Who do I need to give this to? Who can do this job for me? Who do I need to hire to help me do this? Why am I delegating this enough? Categorising the things that are £500 an hour jobs, which is your main job, role and responsibility, the £50 an hour jobs, so the people that have a little bit of responsibility, and then the £10 an hour jobs are the things that are super easy that you can get Aunt Sally to come in and do and help you run the business or help you run yourself as a leader within your career role. Ultimately, time is fucking ticking, tick, 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 tick. And the reason that you're not progressing the way you want to progress is because you're not being productive. You're just being a fuckwit that's staying in the cycle of chaos, fucking burning themselves out, chipping away at their mental and emotional energy. And you end up like a fucking jack in the box. And then you're going to wake up at 65, get your fucking gold pen, shaking the hand of the CEO or selling your business and going, fucking hell, what was that about? That's why I'm getting a train rather than fucking driving.